So, doing my daily recap. So, what I did today, played a number of stocks. So, this one, I did an opening range breakup. So, I did it once, and then twice, three times, and then I thought I was going to do a reversal. That's one, two, and then a VWAP breakout here. So, I made money on the first one, lost money on those, probably broke even in here, and then I made money here. So overall, I actually lost money on KR, a small amount. But anyway, so this one, I did an opening range breakout. Didn't really break beyond the 5 minute, but the reason why I still took it and made money off of that play was because on level 2, it was really strong. And then furthermore is this is a really big 5 minute candle, right? It is 28.31 to 29, so that's like $1, 1 point, right? So that's a point move. So what it usually do if it was going to go up is it would go back down to the moving average and then move along the moving average, and so that's what I thought this was going to do, and that's why I felt confident in taking the long position. And also L2 was pretty good, level 2. So it came down and started to go back up. So I took a long position. I took a small size at first, and then when I saw it was doing well, I added more. And basically that's what happened. It popped up. I basically scaled out along the way, and then I exited, I think, on the way back down to protect my profit. This may be the last move I had. And then it sort of showed continued strength. So it seemed like it had more to go. So then what I did was I entered again, small size at first to see what happens, and then I added more along the way. And then I sold. When it showed weakness, I exited my entire position. Then later on, it sort of consolidated around this area, this 29.30s. I thought it was going to go up. Simply because it seemed to hold the moving average pretty well. So I went long, added more, got stopped out, went long again, and then pretty much I got stopped out. So that's what happened. And then what I did do, I missed this entire reversal move because I was playing another stock, CASI, which I will talk about later. So when it broke down all these levels, I went short, and it didn't really continue to fall, so I covered real quickly. I think maybe I got a small profit. Short again, and then it didn't really do anything, so I covered, which is good because then it made a move back up towards VWAP. And then what happened here was then when it made that move towards VWAP, I saw that it broke VWAP, and then it was about to break this, which is a really big moving average, the 50 simple moving average. There was another level here, 29.26, which is a pre-market high. So there was nowhere else for the stock to go except higher, so I went long, and then I covered on the way. It didn't seem like I was going to break that level, so on the way down, I covered again. And then it sort of consolidated around this level. I think it tried to do it again, but it seemed pretty weak. So I was tempted to go in, but then that's where the risk reward saved me, because at the point of where it was trying to go back up, because I waited to see, just because it went back up above the VWAP doesn't mean it can't go down again, especially since on the consolidation it went down to the 20 EMA. So I kind of waited, and then when it popped up to 29.14, I thought about entering since it's so close, 10 cents to the 29.26 level. But then again, I thought about it. The risk reward wasn't there for me, so I didn't enter, which is a good thing because then it took a dump. The other move I could have played, which I thought about as well, but then I already met my daily goal, so I didn't enter, was at the 28.85 level because it was showing weakness. It dropped beyond all these levels, and then there's this 200 simple moving average down here for it to drop to, which it eventually did, as you saw. So that's like more than 50-cent move, because at the end of the day, its low was what, 28.1 from where I thought about entering. to there. That's a 70-cent drop. So I could have taken that move, but I hit my daily goal, so I didn't do it. But in retrospect, I probably should have. But either way, it turned out good for me. So that was KR. CASI, I did opening range break down. It didn't really break down. So that's the at that time, this was sort of like this purple bars demarcate where the opening range was. Didn't really completely break down beyond the opening range. I took a short position and then I got stopped out. So short, stopped out. Then I took a smaller size here because I saw it broke beyond, lower than all the moving averages, so I had to go down. So I took a small size. It sort of went back up, around those. But then because I had a small size, I was able to sort of wait it out because it looked very weak, but I'm not sure. Then when I had confirmation that it looked weak on L2, it was trending downwards, then I added to my position and then I covered on the way down. And then when it looked continuously weak, I actually added to that position, covered more. When it pulled back up, and this is the reason why I added more here is that this level at like the 69.70-ish level is where it always bounces back. And so I was thinking that this stock seems like it was going to be a trend down towards the, it's going to go trend down towards the moving average. So what I did was then I took another short position, added to the short position because I wasn't completely out, and then I started covering on the way down. My target was actually down here at the 61.16 level. See, now it's at 616 level. Right now it's at 629. So basically it followed this moving average all the way down. I exited it all later on here when it made this pop, which is probably the short squeeze. Just at about break even, and 670. So my entry was 674. Yeah, average price is 674. So I just exited all. I was proud of myself for keeping 200 shares to see if it would trend down. I exited because if you think about it, right? So my last share was here, 670 at 1010. Right now it's 1109. So that's like an hour ago. It took an hour to trend down. It wasn't worth my time. And then, I took my money and I played other stocks. Like I went back into KR and MU and whatnot. So let's talk about the next one then. So that was all I did for that. Oracle was simple. It formed this double top. This is an engulfing pattern. When it, even here, it looked like it was going to form an engulfing pattern. And then here, I saw that there was this wick. It dropped below the moving average, so I went short. There was also what was attractive for me here was because of this previous day level. Oftentimes when stocks break, it will try to break towards the previous day level. I looked at the reward 43.52. I was at 43.65. So it's basically, and then if it popped above this level, 43.70-ish, I would have gotten out. So it's like 5 cents for 15 cents, 3 to 1. That's exactly what it did. It broke down. It didn't quite break this moving average. So on the way back up, I covered all of it. But eventually, it did break down. On the second try, it did break down. And this is usual, right? Where they always do a sort of a pullback and then drop again if it was going to do that. Or it can go back up. So technically, I could have watched it, but there are other stocks to watch. But eventually, it did break down below that level. And now it's below VWAP. So that's Oracle. But what I did was I played MU. So for MU, here I saw that on the 5-minute, it could not make a new 5-minute low, and then it was a strong engulfing pattern. It moved beyond this previous day level, and then there was a moving average up here, which oftentimes when it gets too distended, it pulls back to the moving average. So I feel pretty confident about that. And then on the 1 minute, there was a, I think this is it's a simple moving average. It was either a 50 or 200. It's going to pull back towards that. That's what I thought. There was this EMA level here, which acted as a good entry and also support. So I entered, and then I started to close towards that level. It did some, and I exited all when it started to drop. Then when it showed strength again, I had a feeling it was going to go above that level. So, and L2 kind of supported that. So I went long again, and then I basically closed up towards that level, towards the SMA, which it hit, and then it basically then took a dive. So that was my play on MU, and I think that's it. Yep. So I think that's it for the day. Finished 537. I'm happy about that. I think I did pretty well. I'm proud of myself for keeping some stock, some shares to see how they play out and being able to exit, and protect my profits in that manner. Overall, again, it was a pretty decent day. I could have done KR better. I think I overplayed KR. I shouldn't have tried it so many times here. I should have waited for some sort of confirmation. Same with the short, on the short side, so especially here on the second one. The first one is okay, second one, Anyway, it is what it is. So that's it. Keep trading. Thank you.